one of you.
I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich.
This is my home. They're gonna need a wrecking ball to take me out of here.
Good timing, everybody. Whether it's morning, evening, or anywhere in between, welcome to unRekt Traders. Today we're taking a look at Cardano. We're on the machine looking at the monthly currently. And on the machine right now, we're kind of in the range between support and resistance. So support sitting at 25 cents and resistance sitting at 55. Now the extreme moves will be down to the 3.2, which we won't even talk about because that's pretty much 2 cents. And then the 3.2 above us, which is sitting at 78.35. Going into the weekly. On the weekly itself, we have a target on the 20. So the 20 and 10 have come up into that range. So we are looking at price coming up to at least this resistive level to begin with at 55.60, basically filling in this imbalance candle on this bearish one here. So coming up into there, and then we'll see what happens once we get up into this resistive level 55. We did find support off the 100 and the 50 currently, so that's good. On the 3-day, kind of the same thing for the most part. We have our target to the upward direction. Now we still have the 200 down below, but we can say that this one here more or less hit it already. So it was almost an immediate hit right as soon as we came into that 200. We had the mean reversion. Then we moved up into that 10. So we got that 10 move up. We have the 20 starting basically from over here in, let's say, April 30th. So it has been a sideways movement for the most part. Now we are kind of hitting that 10, finding was resistance on the 50. And the reason why we had the 50 resistance is because that 50 aqua here was down below the minus 100, so we knew price couldn't come into that 50. So it bounced its head against that a few times, rode the 20 all the way down, and now that the 50's weak support resistance, there is the potential for it to break through. And then when it does break through, likelihood is we'll come to that 20 at 52, and more or less likely up to this 50 moving average here, the aqua at 56.36. And like I said, filling in this imbalance on the even the 3-day. All right, so on the daily, kind of the same thing. Price does want to come up into that 50 cents. Now the 200 will likely act as some pretty decent resistance before moving up into the possible target here at 57. Again, where the possible target is, basically fills this imbalance candle. And I know it's a large area, but we kind of look at coming into this range here and coming up to at least the 54 or up to the 100 completely. And then finding resistance on the 50 here until things actually start to change quite a bit. Now this is the daily. It could take a few days, could even take a week to kind of move up into that 57 cent area for the past, I don't know how many days that is, 33 days. So for the past month we've had decent consolidation. And then that move to the upward direction, likely to that 57.47. On the 4-hour, so in the 4-hour, as of right now, it does want to pull back a little bit before continuing in the upward direction, which makes sense because we have this huge imbalance candle here. Didn't really take out too much liquidity for the most part, which isn't the greatest sign, but as of right now, we are looking for that bullish direction up to that 57, so we'll stick with that. And then basically kind of coming down to this 20, more than likely filling in this imbalance candle, at least half of it anyway, and then continue to that upward direction. We'll come into the Nexus here and see what the Nexus is saying. We're bearish on the quarterly, and we're kind of just sitting on the lower range of the yearly range, finding support on it. So likelihood is we will drop down a little bit. If we break the shelf here at 41, 42, then likelihood is we will come to that yearly S1 30 at 32 cents. Hopefully we'll just kind of come down, and then we'll have a nice imbalance candle pushing up through the shelf at 47, and then taking out liquidity at the 52 and up to probably the top of this yearly at 55. Now looking at the monthly and the weekly. So monthly itself, we have hit the lower part of the monthly range, still staying bearish. Now we do technically have this pivot here at 49, and then we also have a naked monthly up here at 67. And we'll just go with the lower part of it, so 66.38. So previous month high at 65. Still have the naked pivot. Technically it has been hit just because of this range. Predominantly by wicks though. To become bullish, we do have to get above that monthly range at 52.64. First resistive level will be up into this 66.38 or the previous month high. So we'll see how it plays out. come to a smaller time frame so we can see the weekly better. Alright, so we do have a naked daily currently sitting top of the range here is at 44.86, and then coming into 44.48. So that gives a percentage possibility of 1% to possibly 2%. Nice imbalanced candle here breaking the structure, which is nice to see. So that kind of creating a bullish pattern. So a little retracement, and then continue to the upward direction, taking out liquidity at the 47.54 or even the 47.89. Hopefully breaking the previous week high, and then coming into either this resistive weekly or up into the monthly pivot itself, or the weekly R2. Weekly R2 would be kind of an extreme move. So we'll see how it plays out for this week. But as of right now, you know, we are kind of seeing a little bit of bullishness, and as long as we don't drop through on the weekly here at 44.34, then we should see continuation of that upward direction, and then take out liquidity kind of up in this little range right up here. So basically anywhere kind of in this range here, weekly R1 up to the previous week high. Alright guys, so that's all I got for Cardano. Things are looking pretty good. So a little 2-3% retracement, and then continuation in the upward direction is kind of what we're hoping for. Alright guys, you have a good one, and we'll see you in the next one. God bless.
Visit unRekt.me and download our free powerful indicators, and join our community of traders in our Discord server and get full access to the Machine Suite Indicators, the Nexus Suite Indicators, and the Nexus Screener.